Right, so do you want to talk to us about what happened today?
Yep. So my name is Koyuki. I work with the local chapter of World Can't Wait. And today I think we did a good action for the last minuteness that it was, but we went into a mall, which I grew up in New York, I live in Philadelphia. There's some malls, but it's not like malls are a huge big deal. This mall is kind of far away from the city. And we, really went in to try to take on and learn more about this Army experience that's been promoted all over the city. Like all over the city, in the train stations and everywhere, there's all these advertisements advertising it. So we wanted to go inside and learn more about it, as well as, it was pretty disgusting what it was. It was like an ESPN / Sports Center zone. Everything was not insurance company, but everything was very slick, everything was very beautifully done. There was really comfy chairs, you could play your video games, and it was really upsetting that this is the way that they're recruiting young people. And in fact, they've actually recognized that young people are really into video games, and young boys are, and using that as a real way to change the way the Army looks and the way that people see it, and really lure people into this whole experience. And it was in a mall that basically, it's a discount mall, and people who want to get a discount and people who are basically working class people go to this mall, and people around this neighborhood. So really targeting a certain section of people. So we went inside and we did our freeze, and there wasn't a lot of police, people were pretty plainclothes, but you could tell that there was a lot of knowledge that we were going to really come today. And so we went and just did our freeze with our shirts, and I think they were in shock a little bit. It was really good that we had our shirts, that people, there weren't as many people around. The people who were around really were interested in knowing what we were about and what we were doing, and we're really in shock. Another thing that I think is important too is that what we had learned too is that they've recruited about 40 people since it's been open since September, and from our not very much knowledge about the Army recruitment, they said, we thought, oh, that's such a low number. I mean, $12 million to create this center, 40 people, that's nothing. Well, we were talking to someone who works at American Friends Service Committee, whose main thing is the Counter-Recruitment, and he said 40 people is a lot of people. That's actually extremely good. And for the area, even if you pooled all of the local area, local community counter-recruitment, the recruitment centers, they would never get to 40. You maybe get 2 here, 2 there. So 40 is actually exceptional. And so that is worrisome, because they're thinking about promoting this and building these all over.
And this is just a test, this one.
This is what they're saying. This is a real test of, seeing how it goes, figuring out how to recruit people. Is this really going to be a positive thing? And for them, it actually is.
Right.
So that is really exciting. So now the task before us is really, how do we take this on within Philadelphia? The fact that it is farther away from the center of the city. It is more, it's in the northeast. It's not the suburbs, but it's more suburban area, and it's actually in a mall. We were also saying too is that the change of the fact that it's in a mall makes it so there's no public space. There's no street for us. It's private property. How that changes everything. That you have, a lot of the U.S. is changing now, where there's all these malls and strip malls. But those are private property, and so it makes it a lot harder for you to actually protest and actually raise your voice, as well as to raise public opinion about this. You're in this mall. You're very enclosed about who sees you, who does it. It's hard to actually make this a broader question for all people to see. So I thought it was good. I felt nervous about it, but I was glad that we went out there. But also very heavy on my shoulders, trying to figure out what are we going to do in the future, as well as taking this on. And Obama's talking about expanding, the Army, and the fact that the economy is going really bad. People are going to be looking to the military as being a viable economic option, and really posing that to people about what are they really getting themselves involved in, and what does this mean. So that's a hard thing.
Thank you.